Welcome everyone to the Begin Anywhere podcast. This is your host, Hey Autumn, and I'm here with one of my favorites, Desiree. She is the owner of Unspoken Statements, which is a clothing line that she started this year. Desiree, say hi.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Desiree, CEO of Unspoken Statements.
Yes.
And I'm super duper excited to get to tell you all about this brand.
I wish I had like a clap thingy. I gotta find one. I need to get those drop-ins. Okay. So tell us a little bit. Well, tell us a fun fact about yourself just to get us started.
Well, a fun fact about me is when I did my prom shoot with Autumn, of
Ooh, ooh,
course.
ooh, ooh, God, that's me.
We made it into an Essence article, which I was super duper excited about.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
so
dress was slayed, y'all.
yeah. It was so bomb. I was super duper excited. At first, when the writer had DM'd me, I thought it was like a scam because you know how you get like scam DMs and it's like,
Girl, yes, I did.
yeah, want your personal information. But I was like, no, this seemed like she looks realistic on her page. I was like, let me just send it just in case. And
Mm-hmm.
like a week later, she had put it in there and sent me the link, and I was super duper excited. So that's a fun fact about me.
Yes, that's a fun fact about us because that was my first time making into Essence.
Yeah.
Anything, you know what I'm saying? I've tried to sneak into Essence Festival, so
Yeah.
I was happy about that. Okay, so clothing line. It's not just t-shirts. You do sweaters and stuff, and like
Yes,
what
I
is the whole?
started out tees, but now since it's getting a little chilly, I'm moving on to long sleeves, and then hopefully I can branch off to like sweat, crew neck, sweatpant, stuff like that. But basically, right now it's just like the tees, like the tops, until I branch off a little bit.
So tell us how the idea came about, and I would like to know about your first item that you sold and that feeling in itself.
Okay,
That
so
wasn't family.
okay, okay, so basically it started out I had came from work and I was like, okay, I don't really want to work here for long, but I know I always wanted to do a clothing line since middle school. But the clothing line I had gave the name to, since it was a little corny, it was like designer. So I was like, no, that sounds a little off, let me try to find a new name. So I usually get all my ideas at night, like 2 o'clock in the morning. So like while I'm researching, watching videos, writing down different stuff to even make the brand alive, I was like, okay, I need a name. And then so I came up with Statements, but I was like, no, I need more. Like I want statement to be in it, but like I don't know what to put in it. And then it just dawned on me after just laying in my bed. I was like, unspoken statements. I was like,
Hey.
that sounds really good. I was like, and then I like defined it. I was like, okay, let me look this up just in case it don't make sense.
Right.
And then like unspoken, like basically just doing something you don't have to speak about. So when I was like, okay, so basically you don't have to, because each statement that I put on there tells a different story. It tells a different story to me, but to that other person, it might say something different.
Right.
So each statement is something different. So I put what it means to me like in a description for the statements, but it might mean someone else to somebody else. So when others see the T, they might like it, but they might have their own definition as well.
Right.
So I was like, that would be pretty dope. So I was like, yeah, unspoken statements. We were definitely going with that. And then so when I first started like making the website and stuff like that, I was like putting everything about all of that other stuff, and then I launched. I was like, "Y'all, I'm about to launch October 16th." And then because we was in a Bible study, and they were like, "Hold on, that's tomorrow." I'm like, "Yes, tomorrow." I was like, "Yes, tomorrow." I'm just gonna put it out there because at first I was so hesitant. Like, okay, I don't have like every like all this together, like I need so much money, da da da. But they're like, no, just put it, like you don't, like sometimes you don't need to be fully ready until it's out there. Like at least get your name out there so people
Right.
know it's you. So I was like, okay, I'm launching on the 16th. I'll launch on the 16th. tell everyone about it. I put it in my family group chat. Hey, send this flyer out, post on all your social medias, this, that, and the third. So they put it all on Facebook because, you know, grown folks, they don't really got Instagram, all that. So they put it on their Facebook.
Facebook.
And then and then my first order was my mom's coworker actually for the determined tea. And mind you, the determined tea is the one I'm thinking that's not going to sell because, hey, it's just like a word, a determined, like it's not really that fashionable. So I'm like, okay, this one's gonna be my least. So then after that, I put the flyer in my college group chat in my HBCU for Hampton University. I put it in there, and they were supported too, liking the flyer. And then I got my orders from a girl and a boy there. And then those are the ones that actually ordered like the graphic, like the Godspeed tea, all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. And then that like more orders started coming, but I realized like these are adults, like these not even the young, even though it's targeted for young adults like me, it's like a whole bunch of grown folks are ordering it, and what they're ordering is determined tea. So I'm like, okay, this might be my bestseller after all. Right. So I was like, okay. So after pushing those orders out, it felt good because especially when you hear the notification like cha-ching, like somebody bought something like
oh yes. Feeling.
I remember one order like my phone is like it does like a big buzz. And like it was like 1:30 in the morning, and I like put it on my dresser because it like sometimes be buzzing in my ear. But this time I forgot to put it on my dresser, and it said buzz, and I was like, ooh, like it was because I had my AirPod in, and I was like, oh, this is 11 orders or somebody in the military. So it's always super duper exciting when I get an order because I'm just like, and then when I get it, I'm like, oh, I gotta do it. until I really have a bunch of orders, I have to like, okay, separate out. So it was pretty dope.
That's great. That's amazing. And I can just, you know, I can see, you know what I'm saying, the energy and the love, everything that went into it. So that's beautiful. My question is the equipment, like how is that, like you are making them yourself at the house, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, for my equipment, basically I'm using a heating press right now. And like using the X-Acto knives to cut out stuff, and then I design it on the software on my computer. After the design is done, I just take that and then like put it on the paper and then like cut it out and heat press it on the thing until I find exactly a DTG printer. Because when I go off to Hampton, I'm gonna have to find like a printer that can just print the shirts out for me, right. And I can just the shirts and just like. I don't have to make it as people are buying. I can just like put it in a wrapper and put it in a package. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm working on now. Just finding a DTG printer, so I don't have to. So all that extra time, I don't have to really create it.
It's a what printer?
That's a DTG printer. It's like a factory where that you give them their shirts and you give them your design. They just like print it on the shirt. Yeah. So I don't have to have like washing instructions and all that other stuff. Like I can just give them the shirt and they wash it however they want to. It still be on the tee because like if they don't wash it correctly, the design is definitely not going to stay. So
man, have you dealt with that yet?
No, I actually haven't. It's because I gave the shirts to my family members before it so they can try, and I also tried it out for myself. So I like put a t-shirt that I had in hot water, not inside out, just with the picture out, and like all of it like just started shredding and all that other stuff, or like pills. So I'm like, okay, I need to give them washing instructions, and then I turned the inside out, and it's still here. So I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do in order to let y'all statements last until I find a DTG printer that you can wash it however you want and it'll stay. The only one that's DTG printed right now is the Unspoken Statement one. So they can really wash it how they want.
Okay. So a cool thing that I've noticed about your shirts, and probably one of the reasons why older people are buying them, they are very retro.
Oh yeah.
old movies. I feel like I'm on your website now. So is this Antoine Fisher?
Yeah, that's Antoine Fisher.
Who Will Cry? Like, so, and I think that's a cool thing too, because I mean, we had graphic tees back in the day, but most of them was like them air spray paint junks with BK or Bow Wow or somebody on it, you know what I'm saying? But to really go with that, you know, old school back in the day movies and TV shows, and even just album cover stuff. Like, how did you choose to go with this realm of graphics?
Oh, okay. So basically, fun fact, I didn't watch Antoine Fisher until I moved in officially with my mom. And my grandma was like, this is a good movie. Like, you should watch it. I was like, oh, I never watched it.
Girl, he was fine.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
What are you talking about?
I'm watching it, and like the whole movie is like getting my attention, but it wasn't until that particular particular scene. It wasn't until that particular scene which really touched me. And then also when I was watching, like growing up with my dad, we always watched like Menace Society and all the other movies that's depicted on the TV. So I'm like, okay, these all have a specific meaning, even though it's kind of like PG-13. These all have it all have a scene of a meaning in it. So with Who Would Cry, I took the poem out because I really liked that scene right there. And that was the one that my cousin had wore to her job. And they were like, where did you get this tea? And at the time, she couldn't tell them. So she was like, oh, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. Like, bro, I could have got a sale. And then I came up with all these different looks, though, because they're all great movies, but these certain scenes is what like stood out to me, like especially with the Coach Carter, with the Deepest Fear poem as well. That's really a good poem as well, because I'm really into poems too, as well as like motivational sayings. And then also like even taking stuff from music, like the Don't Judge Me tea. Like a lot of people say like, don't judge me, like da, da, da. So I was like, okay, this is a good song, but it'll also be like a good statement depicted on the tea as well.
Right.
And Fruitvale Station is just like a Black Lives Matter theme as well. But anybody can, of course, wear it, but it's just a statement dealing with self-wear. It's just like being like picked out a few and like basically crime committed for no reason. So I think that was a good one as well. And then I wanted to target the younger audience as well, who don't really watch, like, I don't know who Coach Carter is, like, why am I buying this? Or I don't know who a Fruitvale Station is.
I did not know who Coach Carter.
Yeah, so I was like, I need to target some younger artists as well. So like the J. Cole tea, like he's new, he's really out and popping right now. Then the Ballin' tea. And then also like the Woo, like Pop Smoke, because that was a big on the market as well. Like every time I look on my feed, I see Pop Smoke, RP Pop Smoke. So I'm like, okay, he's big on the market too. I need to sell them as well. And then I was like, okay, now I need to target like a more aesthetic, laid back theme. So that's when I put out the Godspeed tea, which is real like laid back type R&B soul.
Which one is that?
The Godspeed tea is the one with like her green hair and it says blonde on the top, and then on the back it says Godspeed.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Who was that on there?
Who's the model?
Oh, that's
Spring Ocean.
I know who the model is.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's
so. My question, and I think a lot of people, those who know you know, those who don't, how long have you been in business?
I've been in business since October. So, yeah.
We got a COVID business? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too. That's what I was hesitant about as well. Like, okay, it's COVID. Like, people might not have the right funds to do this. That's why I really have to like market and sell these shirts. Cause like, why am I buying a shirt during COVID where I'm like depleting on money right now?
Yeah.
So I was like, when I come out, okay, of course it's going to be a sale, grand opening sale. That's what will get them as well, because $20 a tee is more appealing when they see the $20 scratched out and see $6.99 for it.
Yeah.
So
I'm sitting here like, man, I can get like 3 of these.
Yeah.
I'm broke.
That's the thing. So I was like, that would be good market for me as well. Like just throwing it on a sale every time, or like giving discount codes as well, but still making profit. Also, I think that it will be like even like it will be selling more too, like when there's more designs out and stuff like that. So me selling like just these on the market and then coming out with limited edition tees and stuff like that, it will get them to buy more quickly before they run out, especially the limited edition ones.
Yeah. Do you think you're gonna move to like hats or bags and stuff like that?
I want to do baseball caps, and I was also thinking about ski masks, but I don't like. People not getting my vision. People not getting my vision. It's not like I don't want it to be portrayed as like violence or stuff like that. Like I feel like once I put it on the website, people will get it more because since it's unspoken statements, I want to like dig deeper in unspoken statements, like with tape around the mouth, people modeling with tape around the mouth, with just showing the T. Mm-hmm. So I was like, that would be, and I told my mom about this idea. She's like, why so dark? I'm like, you won't get it until I have this big old project that I'm planning in the summer. Like people won't get it. And then also I was like, okay, so how will I target people to get them to my page for free, like on social media without them even buying tea, but wanting to be still interested? So I'm like, okay, I'm saying unspoken statements. Okay, let's do statement of the day. So like motivational quotes and stuff like that, posting on my stories, just so they can like feel like they're welcomed on my page, even if they don't buy anything. Cause like people will contact me and they're like, oh yeah, I want to buy something, but I can't right now. I'm like, no, it's all about exposure. Like even if you just post my page, like that would be more to me than just buying a shirt. So I was just like, people still can come to my page, like just to get motivational quotes of the day. And like people be reacting to it, like putting 100 signs, putting clapping hand emoji. So I was like, okay, this is actually doing justice for people. So I'm gonna just keep doing like statements of the day just so they can still be involved and people can still interact with my page without even buying anything.
Right. So what do you think has been like outside of like marketing and outside of like this, you know, your business in a whole, what has been one of the things that you've struggled with this year in general? Because COVID has hit a lot, and even before you got started with the business or even like going through, but you know, what are some of the things that you struggle with outside of this?
So outside of this, I struggle with like not having a prom, not having a graduation. Yeah,
That's right.
not having a prom, not having a graduation. Not even because the point of me having the graduation was to like get my other siblings to come down from North Carolina so that I can see them. Yeah. So like like them canceling that, I'm like, dang, okay, so when am I going to see them? So it's just like, okay, I have to find something like to fill my head. And that's when we like just did it at home. Like we had a graduation ceremony at home. My cousin like put on a whole gown.
Hold on. This is not the, thank you. I believe you. Thank you. I'm so sorry.
You're right.
I did not have a sign on the door.
You're fine.
I'm going to get that up. Go ahead.
Like my cousin just like putting on a whole gown, like having a little podium there, calling my name out, because they still sent the cap and gown, of course, like for pickup, just driving through and picking it up. But then we just did it at home, so like I can feel that like void there, like okay, I may not have had it like in a big way, but like I still had it.
Yeah. So it was still an accomplishment. You just weren't able to celebrate as you wanted.
And then college is like it's super duper like hard virtually, because it's just like, okay, you're giving me this information online, but then you're telling me like differently, like on the camera, like virtually. And it's like so much information was like so wrong. Like for like, I thought college had started, like they said something about the 23rd of like classes. So I'm thinking, okay, college starts on the 23rd. Yeah. So I'm getting ready to go to work and I check my email and it says, I hope you guys enjoyed your first day of class. And it was like the 10th of August. I'm like, so I missed the first day because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is all over the place. And then with financial aid too, it's just like, oh my God, so much paperwork in the world. Like I've never seen so much paperwork you need just for financial aid. But like, that's the main thing too. Like virtually, it's a good thing because I can have class from bed, but then it's just like I need to be there physically. Like I need to see stuff physically. So I think those are the main things that I like struggle with during COVID that I'm getting kind of better at.
I personally failed all of my online classes. Yeah, I'm very like, is it called a kinesthetic? Where you have to like touch it, where you have to like see it.
Oh, you're like
and be there and hear it. Like
visual learner.
Like online computer classes just don't work for me because it's like if I can't touch it, you know what I'm saying? If I can't walk up to you, because there's so many things that I look for in the classroom and just from the teacher, like mannerisms that helped me remember something like, okay, well, she was doing this when she said that. So, all right, that's how I know.
Yeah.
If you just sitting there on the computer, just staring at me, talking to me, I have nothing to resort back to as a, you know what I'm saying, a memory. If I can't come up there and like hand you a paper, I won't know that I turned it in. Like, I remember just handing this to you. Like,
That's what professors was asking too. They were like, "What can I do to get students involved? Like they're not raising their hand." Answering. I'm like, "Well, there's really nothing you can do because first of all, it's either early in the morning, 8 in the morning, people are still in the bed, halfway asleep with their computer open just to get attendance, and then you either have a class like at 5 o'clock where people are like going to work and not really like engaged at all. People are tired from that 8 in the morning class, and then we got a 5 in the afternoon class. I'm like, there's nothing really you can do because it's virtually, and mostly people are visual learners too. So it's just like, especially for freshmen, because they can't like they didn't have their experience. Like they might have toured the campus, but they didn't have like a physical experience of what like college is. So
college
like
was fun.
you can't really like get them engaged until they actually like probably experience campus and activities like that.
College is fun. I can't stress that enough without exposing myself. College is amazing. Those who don't go, I kind of understand. Those who do, I hope y'all enjoyed it because it's something. It's not even. It's not even just the lifestyle, but you kind of learn that okay, I'm not an adult.
Yeah.
I thought I was an adult when I walked onto this thing, but I am not. And then once you really understand your placement, not only in the world, but in the environment that you're in, like once you realize this is all a learning experience from the beginning to the end, I'm going to figure out who I am at the end of this. I am not who I want to be. I'm not who I thought I was. Or if that person back, I'm not them anymore because it's like getting thrown in with the wolves.
And then it also like trains you for adulthood though. Like, okay, I don't have mom to wash my clothes anymore. Okay, my
Your
mom's not
mom
going.
was still washing your clothes in high school.
And then, and then I was like, okay, I don't like even in the bed. Like, okay, if I turn my alarm off, okay, I don't have mom to come in the room and check on me and make sure I'm still up. So
Let
I'm
me
just
find
like,
out. Your
okay.
mother. I'm gonna talk to her.
So I was like, okay. Now it's like, even if I'm in college, like I'm gonna have to find my way, especially with the business. I'm like, okay, I have to make a way. Like I can't call her mom. Oh, I need you to take this to the post office for me. I need to find like a different way to do stuff. So I was like, yeah, it'll also definitely train me for the hood. That's why I was like excited to like get away, but then it's like I'm not excited because it's just like a little scary.
I don't know, like when I got to campus about 2.5 weeks early because Bangy got hard. So we had band camp. Um, and so my mom came, she dropped me off, you know what I'm saying? It was cool. She stayed for like a day or whatever, make sure I was situated. And then she was gone. Then it was just like, okay, what we about to do? You know what I'm saying? Like meeting new friends and like meeting people in the band. I went to a predominantly white school, Frostburg State University, which I think was the greatest decision that my mother ever made because I was about to go to HBCU. Like, yeah, but the thing, excuse me, the thing about going to a predominantly white school that I think a lot of people don't really appreciate. And I think that I'm sure a HBCU person is going to be like, oh, why would you say that? But I can say what I want. I learned how to maneuver in white America. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was a substantial amount of Black people or African Americans, and there was, so it was the African community of Frostburg State was kind of crazy, like Africans. But being able to really integrate with white folks, because I went to a predominantly Black high school, middle school, elementary school, pre-K, you know what I'm saying, daycare, all that. So I learned how to maneuver in white America just with dealing with white folks at the school that I went to, and then working for the school. I learned what the work atmosphere is like, and I don't think I would have learned that at a HBCU because you're just surrounded by Black folks, so you mature as an African American. Of course, you build a community, as you know what I'm saying, and you network, but you go to a HBCU and you leave the HBCU and you go work in white America, you're gonna have a hard time adjusting
Yeah.
because you're just so used to being surrounded by white folks. I mean, black folks, and then like you with these white folks, you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Because there is and I'm sorry for rapping, there is a huge difference between working within the black community and working within the white community, and you need to be able to maneuver in both. And I've gone and worked in a white area with someone who went to an HBCU who didn't succeed because they couldn't, I don't want to say turn off the blackness, but and I'm not saying turn off the blackness, I'm saying incorporate just a little bit of white into you. They weren't able to maneuver. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you're so used to one thing that now you think everyone is against you because you're not used to that. And like
I think that's a big thing too, because like for me, I was like, okay, I had a black elementary, I had a black middle school, but when I went to high school, I went to all white high school, and I like when I was like, because I had seen the high school before I even like was enrolled, and I was just like, mommy, I want to go here. Like, what high school you go to? She was like, I went to TC. I'm like, let me go to TC, like a black high school. And but she was like, no, you're gonna stay at West. So so being able to like I know what you're saying when you're like, okay, you have to learn how to like be in both environments, and then like for that environment, me, I had to adjust as well. Not so more like to turn off my blackness,
because that's what we're
like
not talking
more,
about turning anything
yeah,
off.
more of like being able to reiterate it, like because I don't want to say like, oh, you have to mold to be this person when you approach a white person or a Caucasian person, but like still be yourself, but like don't change for anybody, but it's still like okay, because there's like different work environments as well when it comes to their environment and our environment, and it's just all about how can I say it, like it's just all about being like yeah, I understand you, I guess, and
Yeah.
but then you have to come to my side as well. Like just have to I adjust to your side, you have to adjust to ours as well.
It's
So like
relatability, you know?
yeah. So it's just like not always like a black person adjusting in a white community, but a white person needs to adjust in so like vice versa.
Right.
So that's what I had to do at Westpo, and just to like so they won't like count, because like sometimes I don't understand, like sometimes they're like look like black people are like look down like when it comes to like just speech and other different things. So when it was time for me like present, or when it was time for me to like speak, like I would get so much confidence like in the white society. It was like, oh, you did good, da, da, da. Because like our intelligence is like basically like looked down away, like just because I'm black, like it's not that I don't have intelligence. So it's just like we're both the same, but in like in the environments we both have to adjust. So I think that's like a big thing too when it comes to like, because I'm in HBCU as well.
And listen, there's nothing wrong with HBCU.
I noticed that once I tried the white environment, I was like, I feel comfortable more at home around black. Like I need to.
And I don't say this to downplay HBCU because honestly,
Yeah.
I still kind of want to go, but I learned so much about, and there was, like I said, Frostburg is predominantly white school, but it is so many Africans there that you still feel like you're at an HBCU. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you're at one. You almost kind of, it kind of sometimes is like, dang, there are white folks that go to this school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all about comfort zones too. Like I know black people that like is more comfortable on the white side, and black people that's more comfortable on the black. So it's like go where you're like more comfortable, and like we're not trying to.
I wouldn't say go where you're more comfortable. I would say go where it's challenging so that you grow. Because if you're comfortable, you're kind of going to stay the same. Like, you know, knowledge wise, you may enhance, but like your personality and your character and just being able to have certain conversations. Because I think one of the great things about going to a PWI too, I heard certain things that white folks said, like sayings and stuff like that, that when I went to go work, you know, not necessarily for them, but with them, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to give them that credit. When I went to go work with them, I'm not surprised. it's not like a shock, like, oh, I can't believe you said that, or oh, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe
Yeah.
this is what y'all into. Cause it's like we get culture shocked with them and they get culture shocked with us. It's just that
Yeah.
ours is a little bit more the way we shock them is a little bit more intimidating than the way they shock us. The way they shock us, everything they do just look dumb and crazy. But the way that we shock them, everything just looks like dramatic and volatile in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just don't understand all the energy, and we just can't understand like why are you putting raisins in certain stuff like that. That just don't make it don't make sense.
Exactly. And then like how we word this, like when I say go somewhere like more comfortable, I mean like because like say if I go like say you how you say you went to PWI college and then I went to Hampton, which is one black school, one white school. What I'm saying is when we're comfortable in those states, you need to find somebody, of course, that needs to uplift you. Like especially in friends, because like in high school I wouldn't say if it was a mistake, but it was definitely a lesson, because like I was always bringing them like up per se, like challenging their knowledge, like okay, you need to be on top of your game, and like I will always give them my homework and work and stuff like that. So I'm just like, okay, now I need to be with somebody who's going to take me up, so where I don't have to give them my homework, but they can show me a different way of how to even work out a
I'm
problem.
glad you graduated already, because the teacher would have known that you was out there getting
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then like I felt like bad, like okay, dang, they not learning, they not taking this education serious. So I was just like, and not even in education, but like work wise or any place of.
Well, you enabled them to not
Yeah,
have to.
yeah, so that's what, and then they started getting like mad when I was just like, okay, no, and like I'll tell them no, I don't have it, da da da, or no, I can't give it to you. So it's just like, okay, now I need to like upgrade my circle a little more, so I can feel like I'm coming up, or they're like pushing me up, and I'm not pushing others up. Like it's good to push others up, but if they're not pushing you up as well, it's just like, okay, I'm giving you everything, you're not giving, you're just taking basically. I'm not I'm not learning anything from you.
I totally understand that. And I don't want to say I think, I'm dealing with that now. It's like when you teach people how you want to be treated, you're treating them exactly how
Yeah.
you would like to be treated, right? And
Yeah.
then it's that time where they're supposed to treat you the way that you're supposed to be treated, and they sit there and they look at you crazy like, okay, well, what you want me to say? I'm like, say all the encouraging crap I done gave.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I handed you this encouraging crap so that you can lock it away for when it's time to give it back. Like you are my, you know what I'm saying, my bank,
Yeah.
my library. Like I need you to be as compassionate. I need you to be as encouraging, as motivating as I've been to you, because you never, in any of your relationships, you never want to be the only one that's compromising,
Yeah.
the only one that's accommodating, the only one that, can show their feelings. You want to be able to feel like, God dang it, I didn't know you cared that much about me. You did that for
Yes. And
me.
then like, senior year, it was just like a weight, like, ugh. And then mom was like, I was like, I like for friends, for me, like I always like be to myself until like friends attract me. Like that was a thing in high school as well. Like it hurt the most because they're the one that like pulled me into like the friend group, and it was just
Yeah.
like, okay, it's gonna be great. Like freshman, sophomore, junior year, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be fun. But senior year, I was just like, I need to put my foot down. Like this is just too, like it's
Too
just
much.
draining.
Y'all is annoying. Okay.
Yeah, just like, but then the thing is like we still have a mutual friendship, but it's just like we know where we stand with each other, like how far to go and what to say and what not to say. And I say this because like it was a whole bunch. I'm not trying to spill no tea,
Girl,
but
I feel like I should not be drinking orange juice right now.
yeah.
I should be drinking some hot,
But it's
scathing
just like
hot tea.
when your morals and stuff are getting jeopardized and you feel like you're not safe with them, I can say like yes, and when you feel like you're not safe with them, it's just like, okay, I need you to like 6 feet.
And safe is like, in a sense, is vague, but it's very defined, because it's like I need to be emotionally safe with you. I need to be mentally
Yeah.
safe with you and physically safe. Like, why are we here? What you got me here for? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand. I definitely understand. And the great thing about college for me is I met some of the most amazing people. Like I tell them all the time, like you guys are my lifelong friends. Like my universal friend. Like no matter what dimension we were going to meet, we were going to be friends. This is going to be our relationship. Not even just because of some of the stuff that we went through, and I'm not gonna put all that out there.
No, it's kind of like you gotta talk over the mess.
College was crazy.
That's what I think high school is too. I was like, high school is basically what you see in friends, and then college is basically what to look for and what not to look for friends that you either got rid of. Because some people still have friends from high school, but like for me,
Girl,
it was definitely a lesson, like what to look for, and when I ever go to college, what to look for in a friend and what not to look for. So I think it was definitely more of a lesson than more of like it was basically like a mountain just climbing over.
But that's in romantic relationships is too. That's in family too. Like you can have cousins. You know what I'm saying? This is like you are family, but I personally am not about to deal with you today. You know what I'm saying? Like you look for what you need from others. You have to first find in yourself, so that you can recognize it from others, and then you'll meet somebody today that might not be on your level, whatever level that is, but by the end of your college career or in the middle, they probably are there and beyond because of the things that you gave to them and the things that they gave you, so it's like you look for. My mom once told me, you deal with someone who little issues you can tolerate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can deal with that. If it's anything that you just cannot deal with, if it's too big, then you just got to let it go. But, because everyone's going to have something that you're not going to like. But can you tolerate it? Can you deal with that? You know what I'm saying? Do they allow you to express to them that you don't like it?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like how much you let build up. Like how many little foxes are you gonna leave on that tree until you like explode? Like don't let them get away with so much stuff and keep it all in your head where it's just like, okay, when something certain happens and all of it starts spilling out. Like communication is key.
Communication is key, but also find somebody that can communicate.
Yeah, can communicate.
Because I had a conversation with someone the other day, and they were saying like, yeah, I don't communicate well, and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, well, I do.
Yeah.
And I have no problem communicating with you, but I don't want to have to continuously tell you what I need or what I don't like. And you can't give me that back because, I respect, sometimes I have a hard time hearing it, but I still respect the effort of someone giving me criticism and telling me what they do not like. It might be hard to hear, but I respect you for giving it to me and even having the gall, SAT words, to tell me, because you may be bold enough to tell me, but Susan has that same issue with me, but she doesn't have the the courage to tell me, but you just helped two people. Like,
yeah, that's the thing about our friend group I do respect about it in high school was we was not afraid to tell you like, girl, like, cause like it was like an everyday thing, like, do I look good or something like that? They be like, girl, okay, first of all, you need to do this, that, or it'd be like, okay, you got a little white stuff right here, like we ain't gonna let you go like that. We ain't gonna let you go like that. Yeah, now you good.
I was say, was that a hint?
And then also, it's funny that you say that you like love yourself more, because I think in COVID it also taught me. Because I think it taught me mostly, well, I'm not going to speak with everyone, like it taught me to be with more of myself and learn more of me. Since we're in the house most of the day, I'm just like, okay, I really get to know myself more, learn myself. Hey, I'm not a morning person. Hey, I like this certain way, or have a basic routine and just like be with myself. Because I feel like when COVID wasn't, like everybody was like, had a schedule and was like busy. Like it wasn't to take time to like think about yourself mentally and just basically weigh out the factors of the good and the bad about yourself. So I think COVID was a good play on that. Like basically just playing like in my mind mentally of like, okay, learn something. Love, like, what do you love about yourself? What do you not like about yourself? What do you like to do? What you don't like to do before you even have a relationship with somebody else. Just learn more about yourself and get to learn you more. So when you do meet somebody, they won't tell you something that you didn't know already. Hey,
and if they tell you something that you didn't know already, you're more open to hearing it because
yeah,
you're also, in tune with yourself. Excuse me. You're also in tune with yourself to not take it offensively.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I think a great thing about COVID for me, and I hate when I say I think when I be knowing stuff, I don't know why I do that, but
Exactly.
just the way I start my sentences oftentimes. One thing about COVID that really helped me is I stay busy.
Yeah,
Stay with it.
exactly.
And then, and this is the issue we had today. I stay so busy that I don't know the day or the date, but I know what. So, for example, we made the if this was January or even last year sometimes, and I would have said, okay, we're gonna do it on Thursday, and today was Monday. I wouldn't know it was Monday the 13th. I would just know that Thursday's in 3 or 4 days. It's
Yeah,
Thursday, and then somebody be like, "Oh, what day is it?" I don't know what today is. I just know I had to do 6 things today. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it wouldn't even have hit me of what day of the week it was. So slowing down because of COVID, it has allowed me to appreciate time
yeah. Time management.
for myself. But it also has me going crazy because I'll be scheduling stuff for Thursday, and it's not moving that fast. Where it's just like, oh, what Thursday?
Yeah.
This one?
That's with me too, cause like in college we don't have schedules, or like I never like kept a planner or anything through our high
Yeah, I
school.
keep a planner.
I never like wrote down anything. Like everything was just up here. Like you say, if something's due on the 20th, okay, I remember the 20th. But then I got to college, I'm like, okay, I need to write down stuff because it was just due dates on top of due dates on top. I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot remember this. So just writing it down was what I learned as well during COVID as well, writing stuff down, because I would just leave it up here like, especially like it'll be little stuff too, like, okay, Desiree, you got a doctor's appointment, da 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 da, and I was like, oh, I told, like when the day comes, like, oh, I forgot about that. Like,
Didn't I text you?
no.
Didn't I text you? What I say? I said I totally forgot.
Yeah.
But the cool thing that I've also done is usually try to take at least one day a week. Now it's Wednesdays. Before it was like Sundays or something. I'm closed. I don't do anything that I don't want to do. This day is all about me. I don't care about anybody. I mean, other people, I love y'all, but it's not about y'all today. Like, this is the one day a week that I just choose to spend however I want to spend it. I don't,
Yeah.
okay, about the rest of y'all, because it's a day to refresh, regroup. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
do whatever I want. So it's Wednesdays now. So yesterday was all about me.
Exactly. I think that's a good thing too. Like, don't be too busy where you can't focus on yourself as well. Like, at least have time to like focus on yourself as well, because like that's like a, how do I say, that's like a pivot for some people as well. Like they get too busy where they can't really
That
focus
was
on
me.
themselves.
I was like,
Yeah,
I don't have time for a doctor's appointment. Y'all can't just call me and we can't just talk about it while I'm driving to wherever I need to go. Like, hey, doc, my shoulder is hurting. I don't need you to like physically touch it, but my shoulder hurts when I go up, halfway up. I be like, I don't have time to like be focused on me, and to just be able to do that now. It's like, it's kind of boring, but it's also self enhancing. I don't know. I'm mentally better, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, hold on, let's regroup because that was great. That was great. Determined to be great. Look, I'm looking at your shirt. So, are you going to college in the fall? Are you physically going to be on campus? I mean, next year?
So they said we were supposed to go in spring, but our president did not say anything yet. So
Which
we
one?
but most likely in January. So like, and most likely, my mom was like, most likely you're not. Like, they're not saying anything. Like, this what happened like last fall. Like, they didn't say anything, and then they put out a letter. Oh, due to COVID, got high. We're not doing it. And then now it's the same thing as again, and like students are like saying, oh, we heard we're not going. Da da da. But I'm like, they're all saying January, but what Pacific day? Because last semester I didn't know the day. I missed the first day. So what Pacific day are we supposed to be even attending?
Yeah. And And not even just that, Biden is talking about doing a complete shutdown.
Yeah.
So, and Maryland's basically shutting down again. I do feel bad for y'all
Yeah.
that y'all, that y'all can't experience college parties. I hate to say it, but if you can't party with the rugby team, do y'all have a rugby team? Girl, party with the rugby
I
team.
think we do have rugby.
Or the lacrosse team. It's different.
But
It's
it was like
different.
some colleges they were going and then they'll send them back home.
Yeah.
Or like they'll go and they'll be on their dorm, but they'll have class on the laptop. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to go there just to sit in my dorm. And then like my friend in North Carolina, like they were so excited to go there. They went and then they'll send them back home. I'm like, dang, that's a bummer. Like Campton, you better not do that with me. Like I'm not about to take all this stuff just to send me
Might
back
say,
home.
y'all just go ahead and
Exactly.
sit
Just
in
tell
the
us.
yard until we sanitize all these dorm rooms.
Exactly.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and then they were talking about building their own like COVID center for people to get tested. I was like, you know how many kids gonna be in there? Like, first of all, it's gonna be already like breaking COVID rules because it's just like how many people gonna be sitting in that like facility waiting to get their test in line? Like, no, might as well just stay home.
Do you think that COVID is gonna last another 2 years? Cause I mean, we both. I'm not gonna say like you, girl, young too. We weren't around for the last pandemic, okay?
Yeah.
And it said that it lasts pandemics usually last like 3 years, and I'm already sick of
But
it.
then it was like a thing going around like the summer is gonna heat it up, it's gonna go away. I'm like,
It's supposed to get worse because
yeah. And then summer is like my favorite season because I get to go to the pool. I'm like, these pools better be open. Like our complex, the pool wasn't open until like later on when summer is about to end. And so we were going to my cousin's pool for that. But I think COVID, like, hopefully it don't be no 2 years. Because COVID came as a surprise for everybody. So hopefully it'll leave as a surprise. Hopefully it'll come as a surprise and leave as a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it didn't come for me when I was, because that day we were supposed to take senior pictures like in our cap and gown the next day at school. Laid down, woke up, and I saw my cousin getting ready, and she was like, "What are you doing up?" I'm like, "We got to go to school." She was like, "Oh no, they shut down the schools because of COVID." I'm like, "Wait, what?"
You're not getting no memos. You gotta check your
wait, what?
check your emails.
I heard about it like
times a day.
like it started in China, all that other stuff. Like all the kids were talking about it, and then they're like, "Do you think it's gonna come to the Americas? Do you think it's gonna come to the Americas?" I'm like, "Really? It really is though." And then like that day was just like a shock. Like, dang, I'm really not gonna go to school. And then like when they put out a letter again, like, "Oh no, it's shut down for good." I'm like, "Oh, don't get to graduate." Like it sucks. So hopefully it won't last for 2 years. But hey, we're ready for whatever. So,
Ready for whatever.
yeah.
So with the business, what is the next small project that you want to work on?
So the project that I'm working on, I'm thinking about dropping it on my birthday, but I want to do a trailer before I do it. But it's gonna be like this right here. Like I'm gonna be like I want to do like an interview style where you don't see the interviewer, but they're asking me vulnerable questions about my life that like I'm always hesitant to.
Girl,
like,
I got the voice for it.
Yeah, that's how I told my mom too. I was like, Autumn got the voice for it. I hope she can do videography. That's why I asked you. I was like, does she not?
I don't edit.
So I'm like, I want like the interviewer, like I'm just sitting in the chair, black background, how it always is.
Yeah.
And like switching scenes for like maybe me dancing and stuff like that. Like a whole full trailer of basically about another statement that I'm gonna put on a shirt that I want to piece together with the interview.
Mm-hmm.
But the interview is basically I want to have like a good thumbnail. Like I have a good thumbnail in mind, like just for like people. Like I feel like it's gonna blow up like I did for the prom. Like I just feel so good about it. Like
that prom video was good too.
Yeah, I'm like super duper excited. I'm like, okay, I want to interview. I want to actually face my reality because I think that's like a big thing for me as well. And then I also want to get better at communication because it's not so more of me about communication. It's more of like my body language, like looking you in the eye, looking the camera in the eye, not looking down, not being ashamed of like my life.
I learned all of my eye contact when I was doing martial arts. They wasn't having it. You gotta look.
Yeah.
You gotta look up here. And I'm like, I'm not trying to put it on.
Yeah.
You gotta look at them like. So at this point, like eye contact is nothing for me, but it makes other people it either makes them very uncomfortable or feel like I'm like into them on a different level than I'm
Yeah.
actually into. Like, no, I have no problem giving you eye contact. You're talking, I'm gonna look at you talking. They be like, they'll think I'm flirting with them because I'm
Yeah.
giving eye contact, and I'm just like, no,
No, like that's
I'm
something.
respecting you as a speaker.
Yeah, but I definitely want to do an interview style, and then at the end, of course, reveal what the statement is. I think that would be pretty dope. I'm super duper excited for it. So I'm
Yeah.
just, I
When's your
just
birthday?
August 4th.
Oh, so we got time.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to get it done. So I have a little trailer. And then I have basically the full interview, which will be uploaded on YouTube, of course.
Are you still vlogging?
Yeah, I have a video that's actually dropping tomorrow. My sister's did my makeup.
Her announcements are
Yeah.
horrible.
I'm
This
super
girl for
excited
like
for that project. So hopefully I can pull you as my interviewer.
I'm definitely down to do it. Hopefully you won't
Yeah.
call me the day before.
Oh,
So what
no, I won't.
what's dropping tomorrow?
Oh, my YouTube video. My little sister did doing my makeup. That's what's dropping tomorrow.
Where are you going anywhere? She's just doing it.
No, she did it already. I just need to upload the video.
No, but like what did she do the makeup for? Did she just do it just for a video? Were you going somewhere?
She did it for a video.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you got the clothing line, YouTube vlogger. Do you want to like pursue like YouTube stuff, like where you make money off of YouTube?
I think I want to pursue YouTube as well, but it's all about like not doing so much of what everybody else is already doing. Yeah. So I think the platform of my clothing brand will basically let me venture off into something more where it markets both. So like this interview will basically be like basically for the brand, but like it'll still be like on YouTube, of course, so where people can see it and why I even started this brand in the first place. And like basically my background history on why the brand is what it is. So I think that would be pretty dope because I can actually like venture the two together.
Right.
So I'm just not like basically like posts and stuff like that. Like since I do like videography and like photos and stuff like that, I can use that as well on my YouTube and just upload that way as well.
What are you studying in college?
I'm studying business administration.
I just knew you was gonna say mass communications for some reason.
Yeah, it's like an MBA. It's an MBA program where I graduate with my bachelor's and master's in 5 years. Yeah.
Oh, that's super dope. When I was a music education and mass communications double major with a minor in business. That was going to be 6.5 years.
Oh,
I'm like, who's paying for that? So most of my first year, mass communications classes were online because music education took up my first semester. I already had about 16 credits. You're not supposed to have that many as a freshman.
Oh yeah. No, but they require 18 now for us. I'm like,
for the first semester.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about education, music education. Oh, okay. I'm not even talking about the mass communication classes that I had to take.
Oh, okay.
So I'm already like, so I'll tell you about the day that I changed my major. So as a music education major, at this point I dropped As a music education major, I had to take education classes, obviously, and then all my music classes, which were crazy. And they took us to a school. It was a middle school to like mingle with the children. And they were bad. Okay? They were bad. They were horrible. The band kids were bad. I've never seen bad band kids. And it just reminded me, I wasn't bad when I was in middle school. Choir, cursing,
Oh,
I was just like, oh, we changing my major tomorrow. We changing it tomorrow. We
oh,
not doing these
geez.
children. We not doing these kids. I don't care about this class. Y'all can take me home. I
Yeah.
don't. I can't beat them. I can't hit them. I can't curse them at them. I can't do any of them. Like, so I changed my major to music management, girl. I changed my major to music management, and it was also the same semester. This was probably like my sophomore year, and I was doing a horrible job passing my percussion class. So you need percussion to be a music education major. So like, I don't care about these kids, and I can't pass this class. So we changed our major. We dropped mass communications, music management. I was like, I could do that.
Yeah, that's good too because I did band in middle school too, and then when I moved here, my mom was like, "You still want to do band?" I'm like, "No, because you have to buy all the stuff again," and because
What you doing?
I played flute.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I wanted to play the drums, but when I went to my music teacher, she was like, "What do you want to do?" I was like, "I want to play drums." She said, "You look more of like a flute person," and I was just like,
What does that look like?
"Yeah." I'm like, I was like, "Okay," and like she just put me on the
Insulting.
flute. So I was just basically just doing the drums at home and just playing flute and band. And that was a good experience as well. But my mom was like, "You want to carry it in high school?" I was just like, "Nah, I don't think so. Like, that's just too bad."
I I played the flute. I wanted to play the saxophone and the trumpet, but so I went to Thomas Pullen. At the time, it was a magnet school for creative and performing arts,
Uh-huh.
and I went to the school in 5th grade. 6th grade, you're supposed to pick whatever your major is going to be for the middle school portion of it. So I wanted to be in the band. First instrument I want to play was sax. Second option, trumpet. Last, flute, just because, whatever.
Yeah.
So my parents, late as usual, took forever to sign the paper, took it to them. Saxophone and trumpet were filled. So we had to play the flute, and which was fine. It was cool, but I'm trying to be in the back. I'm not like a front person. I'm not like the first on the scene, need to be seen person. So I'm sitting in the front row. I'm at the end, so Bama's can really see me. I'm not even first flute, you know what I'm saying? So like first flute sit closer to the director. I don't want to be over here at the end where everybody can see me. So I played all the way up until high school. And in high school, I learned how to play the sax and other things. And it got me into college. But I hate, and it's not like an anxiety thing, or maybe it is. I hate, playing alone and by myself. Like, I feel like now if I pick my flute up, I would be pretty good. But I couldn't imagine playing in front of somebody. Like, I'm an ensemble person. Like I need all these people here with me. Like I'll do so.
Like I was comfortable like playing around my family because I just wanted to show off like I could play the flute. But when it came to like tests, because we would always have to do like tests on like A notes, B notes, like going up and then going down like the whole alphabet. Like mess up. Like I would know it, but like as soon as I would perform it in front of like my band teacher or like students, I would mess up completely.
Yeah.
Like it was so bad. Like I was like I felt so bad about myself. And then like I asked her, did I make it? Actually, like I asked her and I was like, I know, like in my head, I was like, I didn't make it because I did terrible. But I went to ask just to feel like I did it.
Yeah.
She was like, no, you didn't. I was like, I kind of figured.
I just never enjoyed it. Like even like my senior and it's like I can play, but solo. And I was cool with doing solos when you didn't know where the solo was coming from. If y'all didn't know it was me, I'm good. But as soon as so it's like I have about 6 flutes and a couple piccolos. I got a trumpet, I got a sax in here, I got some instruments in here, but playing them by myself, I'm just like and I have a musical family, so it's sort of embarrassing when someone's like, yo, go ahead, play the flute. And I'm just like, nah. Mm-mm. It paid for college, it did its job, that's it.
Yeah.
But no, so you said business administration. I don't even know what that means.
Business administration.
And I went to college, I don't know what that means. I got a minor in business and I don't know what administration was. Jesus. Waste of money.
That's what my mom be like. She's like, "You wasting my tax dollars. You ain't know this." And I'm like, they don't teach us home ec in school. They teach us math, science. They don't teach us home economics in school.
Your mother is hilarious.
I'm like, cause I be like eating at the table and like I be having my elbow and stuff like. They're like, they didn't teach you at school my tax dollars.
My mother
I'm
hate that.
I don't know. And then like I have a thing where I'm like always eating with my fingers. Like I will have the fork, but then I'll scoop the food up with my fingers. I was like, they didn't teach you. I'm like, they did not teach us this at school.
I love eating with my hands, and my mom hates it. I don't mind cold food, and it drives her crazy. I like eating standing up, and you would think she's having a heart attack. Like, I'm lazy.
Oh my goodness. I was like, that's just like, I just have to have my finger there, like scooping it up. Like, even though it picks it up itself, I need to like have my finger there.
I love messy
And then
food.
she was like, "What are you going to do?" She was like, "What are you going to do when you going to date?" I'm like, he just gonna have to accept me as I am at this point.
For real.
At this point, I'm like, I don't have time to be feeling uncomfortable to make you feel comfortable.
Exactly. But is there anything else you would like us to know about you and your brand and your business?
Oh no, that's it. But right now I have the end of the year, so of course I started that early to just get in time for Christmas. So if they just want to give somebody a little Christmas present, they can go on Unspoken Statements and get them a tea just in time for Christmas, and then also for the New Year. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just end it on the second half. That big old sale starting in December, just ended on the 2nd of January. So that's the thing I started recently, and then hopefully the big project comes soon and y'all will be in tune with that. So next year, of course, around my birthday. So be on the lookout for that. Super duper excited.
That's going to be great. Well, all right. Well, thank you so much for taking time out today to talk to us and let us dive into your life. Congratulations again, graduating, and congrats getting into Hampton.
Thank you.
That is all dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And good luck in your business. I'm definitely going to get some teas. And that's it for me. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We appreciate you, and look out for the next episode.
Yes, thank you.